Father Damian Richards, pastor of St. Nicholas of Myra and Hayes and St. Francis of Assisi in Munger. September 3rd is the feast of Gregory the Great. Gregory the Great was pope in the 500s. He was a well-educated man, and he wanted to be a monk. He was also a good administrator. These were very valuable things in the 500s when Gregory was alive. The Roman Empire was collapsing in Western Europe, so there was no civil authority, and barbarians were raiding the countryside. So Gregory used his administrative skills to step into the gap and help people. He improved the lives of the people of Rome. He settled diplomatic disputes with barbarian tribes. He strengthened church law. But none of it went to his head. He called himself the servant of the servants of God, the first pope to do so. And because of that humility and the work he did, Gregory the Great. One of his many legacies is music at Mass. Even if you haven't heard it, you've heard it, because it's, the Lord be with you and with your spirit. That chant is named after Gregory. Gregorian chant was created by him, so we use that at Mass. The other item of his legacy that I like to talk about is this book, which is called Pastoral Care, or the Pastoral Rule. And in it, Gregory was explaining the challenges of the papacy and of being a bishop and being a pastor. And in the Middle Ages, what Gregory wrote was considered so profound that copies of this book were presented to bishops to give them guidance in how to govern. And I've also found it very useful in pastoral life because it has advice on helping different people deal with different spiritual challenges, and that advice is invaluable. For example, Gregory says that we are to chastise the young severely because they will rise to the challenge, but to chastise the old gently because it disposes them to their better selves. And he has advice like this for any temperament you can name: how to deal with angry people, how to deal with calm people, with timid people, with proud people, with the rich, with the poor, with the educated, with the uneducated, all the way through. And it's all very solid advice that you can tell has come from his personal experience. It's obvious Gregory knew people, and that helps make him a good pastor. There's another wonderful detail of Gregory's writings is how Gregory hates his busy schedule. This is what he complains about. I am forced to consider the affairs of the church and of the monasteries. I must weigh the lives and acts of individuals. I am responsible for the concerns of our citizens. I must worry about the invasions of roving bands of barbarians and beware of the wolves who lie in wait for my flock. I must become an administrator lest the religious go in want. I must put up with certain robbers without losing patience, and at all times I must deal with them all in charity. With my mind divided and torn to pieces by so many problems, how can I meditate or preach wholeheartedly without neglecting the ministry of proclaiming the gospel? In the 6th century, Gregory was complaining about the pace of modern life, at a time when it would take a month to receive an answer from a letter. What would he make of today's world? And one final illustration from Gregory about how the more things change, the more they stay the same. Once again, here he is complaining. Often it happens that when a man undertakes the cares of government, his heart is distracted and his mind is divided among many interests and becomes confused. It busies itself, setting external matters in order. It knows how to give thought to a multitude of concerns without knowing its own self. It has become so preoccupied during the journey as to forget what its destination was. Gregory was deathly afraid of losing sight of his relationship with God as he struggled with the challenges of leadership in a secular world. Good advice to all of us, no matter our station in life. Have a blessed day.